So, question for you. Do you want more revenue streams in your business, specifically passive revenue streams, but you just aren't sure how to go about it? Then you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about why digital products are the fastest and easiest way to add additional revenue to your business. Um, as you guys are coming in, I have a question for you. Another question, actually. I guess technically the passive revenue was a question. So, do you want more passive revenue? Let me ask you that one. But the other question I have for you is, what's one thing that you're grateful for this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world? I was thinking about this a moment ago. I do gratitude moments literally every day because I feel like that is what drives so much of my get up and go, if you will. And some of you guys know, the ones that have tuned into my lives every week, that I'm in Virginia taking care of my 96-year-old dad. He's in need of 24/7 care these days. And there are just some days it's hard. And I'm like, I'd like to be somewhere else. I mean, I'll just be totally honest with you. But I'm so thankful that I can, that I have a business that allows me to be here and take care of him and know that he's safe and, taken care of in a way that is, I feel like we had some experiences with, like, nursing homes, and that wasn't such a great experience for him. And so to know that we're here and can help him, I'm grateful for that, even though some days it's hard. So Keegan says, grateful for his amazing wife. Yes, I love that. So Paul is saying yes to more money. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad to see you, Paul. Thanks, Alice. Thanks. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about passive revenue and why that's so important, why you need multiple income streams in your business, and specifically how digital products can fill that void for you. If you don't already have multiple income streams, or even if you do have multiple income streams, I'm a believer that you can't have too many. I mean, it's more money flowing through the door as long as you can manage them. And the nice thing about passive revenue is that once you do the work, we're going to talk about that too, then it literally does become passive for you. So a couple of quick things. If you know someone, if you know another business owner out there that would get value out of this conversation, then tag them, share it out into the world, sprinkle it out into the world. I didn't say that other S word. Facebook doesn't like it when we do that. I don't even know why, but you have to be careful what words you use. But sprinkle it out into the world and tag somebody, let other people know. We love the love around here, so use your emojis if you want to. And we do giveaways on every show. So before I tell you about the giveaways, though, I want to really give a huge shout out to our amazing sponsor, Restream. If you want an easy peasy lemon squeezy tool to create I'm stuck on the passive today, to create professional live streams, Restream is definitely it. Personally, I use Restream to go live on multiple social media channels at the same time, right from my browser. So no phone, no multiple devices, right from within my browser. And right now we're live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, a couple of Facebook groups. So you can do multiple locations all at the same time. You can interview guests, you can brand your broadcast, you can bring on your viewers' comments, and so much more. You can even pull in custom graphics and videos. Now, this, in my opinion, this is the perfect platform for new and experienced creators alike. If you do want to use your own branding, custom graphics, go live in multiple places, you will need a paid plan, even though they do have a free one if you want to check it out. But if you decide you want to do all the goodies, have all the amazing stuff that goes with it, then Restream has offered up my peeps a huge 25% off discount for life, y'all. So for life, so you can get that discount forever as long as you're a paying member. You can have access to all the amazing things, and they've got some amazing things coming that is going to be a game changer. So you can use the link we have in the comments to sign up for this 25% off discount. It's a steal of a deal. Definitely take advantage of it. Our giveaways today are going to be one of our brand new mugs. We just designed this mug, really kind of in honor of this topic that we've been talking about, money. You know, it's everybody is wanting to create more revenue in their business, right? So we have a couple of giveaways. One, like I said, is the new mug that we just designed. Money is calling. Are you going to answer? Or are you going to decline, y'all? So question is, yeah, let me know. Are you going to answer or are you going to decline? I want to know. And then we're also giving away 2 of my upcoming courses, PDF to Profit. It's a live class. It starts on Thursday, and it is all about what we're talking about today. Essentially, it's about not just, establishing a digital product, but how do you make it irresistible? You know, how do you package it and put it into an offer format that people are going to like be snapping it up? So that's 2 giveaways. Well, 3 actually, two courses and 1 mug. So what did you guys think about the mug real quick? I'm just curious. So Colleen is saying, who does my graphics? I have an in-house team, Colleen. I have some amazing graphic designers, and I'm very blessed to have them. Thanks, Keegan says. He bought the original. I think we've done this iteration of this course 2 or 3 times now. And so I'm excited to do it again. So we actually put this together, and we're going to talk about this in a minute. So I'm jumping ahead of myself. So let me pull up my screen. Here we go. All right. So again, we're going to talk about passive revenue or how you do it, how you create passive revenue with a simple PDF. And why? Let's talk about why first. Why do you even want to bother with multiple income streams? So when COVID hit, I had so many friends and relationships, online connections, people that had purchased from me in the past, or, friends that had agencies. So many people literally lost chunks, if not all, of their revenue when COVID hit. And if that's you, I'd like to, if you took a hit during COVID, I'd love to hear from you. Tell your story, because there's so many people that I personally knew that took a major bite in their pocketbooks, or in their wallets, in their bank accounts, whatever word you want to use, when COVID hit. I had one friend who owned an agency, a 7-figure agency, y'all, who serviced basically travel-related clients. And overnight, literally, his business went to nothing, simply because his travel-related clients no longer had business, and because nobody was traveling, right? And all of a sudden he had no revenue coming in the door. So I'm like, okay, how do I help people in this space? How do I help them to create something quickly that's going to generate revenue for them? And so that spawned this course that I'm getting ready to start on Thursday, PDF to Profit. Because the reality is, it's hard to create something like quick, right? If you're going to do a course, in other words, package up your knowledge and do a course, that takes a lot of effort. And so I was like, okay, how can I, take a snippet out of that, something that I know people are buying, so that my community can start making money with it. So the real reason that you need multiple income streams is you don't need to put your eggs all in one basket. You need income security, y'all. It's super important to make sure that you have other revenue coming in case something happens and you no longer have that revenue coming in. So security, income security is super important. Another reason that I think multiple income streams are super important is sometimes it's easier to create 2 to 3 small income streams than one big one. Now, some pros will tell you that that's not true. Just focus, focus, focus. But I find if you're a person that is easily, I call it rabbited, or what do you call it? There's multiple terms for it where you're like, oh, let me go do that. Let me go do that. Or let me go do that. It's shiny object syndrome, and you fight it all the time. Well, I'm that person. I'll own it. I'm a rabbiter. I'm like, I see something shiny and I'm like, oh, I can do that. So I think sometimes it's easier for us if we're of that personality type to create multiple things because our passions are split, our creativity is split, and it's harder, I think, for us to focus. So my friend Shalane Johnson has been talking about ADHD for weeks now, months now. And I'm like, I'm beginning to think I've got ADHD because I'm that a lot of what she talks about. I'm like, yeah, that resembles me. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But if that's you and you get that, then it might be easier for you to create a couple of income streams than one big one. And the bottom line, though, really is it's about more money. It's about more money coming through the door from multiple lanes. And, you could have a lot of different revenue streams as long as you can manage them. And what's nice about passive, now let's talk about passive real quick, okay? So let me get I'm going to pull myself up because I want to talk to y'all. Like, I want you to hear this, okay? Not that you didn't hear me before, but passive revenue is not something that you just say, hey, I'm going to create passive revenue. Yep, that's what I want. I want it. That's what I'm going to get. And then the next question is, well, how do you get it? So I was in an event that Gary Vaynerchuk was speaking at one time, and somebody asked the question from the audience, like, I don't really want to work. I just want passive revenue. And he basically just told the guy he might as well give up now. So let me tell you, though, passive revenue is real. Passive revenue is not something you don't have to work for, though. Passive revenue has to be, you have to do the work, and then you can reap the benefits from it. So I'm going to give you some of my examples, and hopefully that will be helpful for you to understand the potential that passive revenue brings to your door if you do the work first. Okay, it's not just something you can just like, okay, I'm just going to do this little thing over here and it's going to take me 5 minutes and then I'm going to get thousands of dollars every month. It's going to happen. I know it will. It probably won't. So you want to make sure that you understand there is a little bit of work on the front side of this stuff in order to generate the passive revenue. Okay, do the work first. Okay, now let me get back to, let's talk about a digital product, what it is. Now, I've done a series of trainings on digital products. I've done a couple already last week, and I'll do a couple more this week. Like tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a quick little training on info products in particular, like ones you can create in an afternoon. So don't miss that. But what is it? If you don't know what a digital product is, let me tell you, it's basically a digital format that is available in a download option, usually. So let me give you a couple of examples of what that looks like. They're usually the vehicle that's, your digital offer or your digital product is in, could be a PDF. It could be an MP3. It could be a WordPress or a plugin of some sort. It could be a template. It could be a video. Digital products come in a lot of different vehicles. That's what I call them, vehicles. One of my favorites is the PDF because all those other formats that I just shared with you can be encompassed or embedded into a PDF format. It's universally recognized, so people understand what a PDF is. They're not worried about downloading it. You would think that an MP3 is something that people would recognize too, but I've actually had people reach out to me and they're like, what's an MP3? So there's still people who don't necessarily recognize all the different extensions. So my personal preference is the PDF, hence the PDF to profit. Something that you can deliver easily to your buyer, essentially. Okay, so let's talk about ways to create passive revenue. So a drop shipping store. I recently created, I guess it's probably about 6-7 months old now, a drop shipping store. It's a Kim.store if you want to check it out. So that's a revenue stream now that I have available to me. Print on demand stores. Technically, I feel like my store is sort of like that, except it's not like you can put in your design and have it printed off. But guess what? You could do that technically with like Canva products. Canva designs. Canva now has a printing option there. So that's a way to create, but you still have to have a mechanism for people to find it consistently. Blogging. Let's talk about blogging, y'all. So blogging is, I marry blogging with affiliate marketing. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I do it and then how you could do it too. So I guess probably 3 years ago, I was like, we've got to get serious about our affiliate marketing. Technically, I didn't say that. My CMO, Rhonda, and she's in the comments here. She's our integrator. She wears a lot of hats. She is in the comments with me today because she was on my time zone. She's the only one on the team. Everybody else is asleep right now. But she's like, we got to get serious about all this affiliate marketing. So we got serious. She really started focusing, got us signed up for all the things I recommend. By the way, I don't share anything I don't personally use or have used or would recommend to somebody else along their journey. So I have to love something before I tell somebody else about it. But what we did was we got everything organized. We figured out what it was that I love to share, why I love to share it. And then we went back through all of our blog content, and where there was a place to create a link in our blog content, I have 700-800 blogs, we embedded or inserted links to affiliate links, as it made sense for those particular blogs. Guess what, guys? That now generates 6 figures in revenue. 6 figures in revenue from affiliate marketing and marrying it with my blog content. You can do that too. Anybody can do this. Do you recommend things? Do you love a tool? Do you love Canva, for example? Canva now has an affiliate program, so you can sign up for it. And when you tell other people about it, guess what? Canva is willing to pay you a small stipend. Sometimes it's monthly, sometimes it's a one-time hit. But every month, I love it when I get a notification from PayPal that, a certain tool or a certain resource that I share sent me money. It's incredible. So, marrying those two are a magical formula, at least in my business. Online courses. Also a great way to create passive revenue, but online courses take a little bit more time. Stock photos. Again, if you take a lot of photos, video, it could be stock photos or video. There's a lot of resources right now for what's called B-roll. B-roll is video snippets that you insert into videos, video content. So there's a big market for that. Rental property in the real world, the stock market in the real world. Those are all ways to create passive revenue. But what I have found, and I've done a myriad of these, except for the B-roll. I haven't done the B-roll or the rental property, but I do the stock market. So pretty much all of these options that I'm giving you right now, I have a revenue stream coming into my business using these resources or using these ideas. But the easiest one that I have found to create passive revenue is digital products, and specifically mini digital products, because there's so many like things that fall into the digital product category. And I'm going to go through some of these in just a minute. I'm going to give you some ideas. But why? Worry about digital products? They're inexpensive to create. Honestly, they're almost zero to create, depending on, outside of time. Time, I think, is something you still have to get to invest in it. There's incredibly high profit margins because, let me back up to inexpensive to create real quick. Your time, I'm talking about. But if you end up having to pay somebody to help you create something, then you do have to calculate that in. So let's say, for example, you're going to hire somebody to create some templates for you or something like that, that you can sell. And you can do that, by the way. You can so do that. You can even purchase commercial rights to templates, and then you can sell them. So when I say inexpensive and only your time, there are other expenses that you could incur from a creation standpoint, or getting your product to where it's ready to sell. But they're nominal compared to anything else. And then, like I said, they have high profit margins because once you've paid for it or invested the time and energy into it the one time, you can sell it over and over and over again. They're easy to deliver and automate, so you don't need a lot of tech. So it's very easy for the average business owner that might have what I call tech overwhelm, to overcome that and actually get something that's going to work for them. There's no inventory, so you don't have to stuff your garage full of stuff and then worry about shipping it out. Don't have to do any of that. And they're easy to create. They're probably easier to create today than they have ever been before. And in some cases, you may not even have to create them yourself. Yeah, right? Can you imagine you don't have to create them yourself, but you can still sell it? Yes. So, but the opportunity is knocking, you guys. E-learning is the future. And that's one of the categories of digital products that I want to talk to you about in just a moment. But the opportunity for it is just so ripe right now. COVID basically pushed e-commerce, and I think a lot of times people think e-commerce is just physical products, and that's not true. E-commerce is encompasses digital products as well. Anything that's sold online, essentially, it falls into the e-commerce category. But COVID basically pushed the projected growth spectrum for e-com up by 2 years. So, and digital products in particular are expected to grow to 374 billion by 2026. I was like, that didn't sound right in my ear. I had to circle back to that one. But 374 billion by 2026. Who doesn't want a piece of that? I'm just saying. Raise your hand. Put your hands up out there, y'all, if you want to have a revenue stream that's even a sliver of this, right? If you could just get I don't know, a half of a percent, wouldn't that be a lot of money? I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but trust me, it's a lot of money. But let's enter the problem. Let's talk about the problem, because I bet you're probably saying, that sounds so good, Kim, but I hate buts. I hate them. Well, not like what you said on, but I hate when people say, I don't think I can do that because I just can't. Maybe you don't know what's going to sell for your niche. That's usually what I encounter the most is, what do I package? What do I put together? What's going to sell to my people? And in some cases, maybe you don't know how to position it in the right places to sell. Or what I find is the most common problem, because I know a lot of people who have digital products, but they don't sell, is they don't know how to package it so that it's irresistible. And so that's really what I teach in the PDF to Profit training, which is really about the offer. How do you surround your offer, package it up to where it's just so yummy. I do a comparison that it's a full course meal. You've got You got your entree, which is your main thing, and then you've got your sides, and then you've got your dessert, which is like the bonuses, right? It's just, it makes it so irresistible and yummy that people are going to be like, let me, here's my credit card. Let's flip it out and let's pay for this. So that's really the key, is making it irresistible. So let's talk about some categories of different types of opportunities when it comes to digital products. Educational products is kind of my, I love educational products because I think anything that shortens the learning curve for others is enticing. So if you can, like, you know how you're walking down, we recently went to Nashville to visit my son and his girlfriend, and we were walking down the street, and I'm like, man, smell all the smells are like, they smell so good. And you just wanted to find the smell, like what restaurant had amazing smell. That's what you just want. You want to make sure that what you put out into the world be enticing enough. It's like the smell from a restaurant on the street. It's like, I want to find that. That's gonna be a problem for me. In my situation, I was hungry. I needed food, right? It's kind of the same thing. What can you put out into the world that is going to be save time or money for someone else? Education is something I think every business owner has in their arsenal. It's just a matter of how do you package it up. So here's an example. Howtocakeit.com. They have all kinds of ebooks, by the way, that they're selling for roughly $10. So 10 holiday baking hacks, selling it on their website for basically $10. I don't know if they're selling it on Amazon as well, but they should be. Are they selling it on Etsy? If they aren't, they should be. So the point is that you don't always have to be the sole source of generating your traffic. There are websites out there where you can put your products or services, and it's a built-in traffic source because people are searching for specific things. Etsy, Amazon, those are great places where you can sell your digital products. And then there's what I would say digital assets, which could be a lot of different things. When I say licensing your digital assets, you could take this a couple of different directions. You could definitely license it where, you've got video content, or you've got photos that you've taken, and then you can take those to sites that are selling and looking for resources for, they're looking for other people to bring their content to them so that they don't have to create it themselves. Now, there's usually upwards to, depending on the site, it could be 30 to 50% profit split. In some cases, some of these are, going to take a 50% slice. So if they sell your video clip for $10, they're going to give you $5 and they're going to keep $5. But still, you didn't have to do anything but create the original piece of content, right? And then they can sell it over and over again, and that generates revenue for you. Okay, so digital assets. Now you could also do something similar to what we do, which is the Go Social Content Club. The Go Social Content Club is professionally designed social media graphics that is membership driven, meaning every month people pay a certain amount of money. It's $47, and they get about 200 images. Now, there's not 200 images, independent images. They just come in different sizes. So there's, we call them buckets, where we'll have 10 images per bucket. I think we have 5 or 6 buckets. And then we give those images to our members in a variety of sizes and in video or GIF format, because those are obviously those videos and GIFs are easy for people to share and get more engagement on. And we also license that to agencies. So if agencies want to use the Go Social Content Club content for their clients, they can buy a license to do so. So hopefully that maybe gets your juices spinning a little bit. That might be something you could do. Membership sites. Now, I have 2 membership sites currently, and I am big fans of membership sites. But my membership sites have evolved to where they're pretty robust. But I don't think they have to be anymore, you guys. In fact, I think they should be a little bit more simpler. I think they can be a little bit more simpler. So here's an example of the snowboard tutorial membership. These guys, they teach snowboarding essentially, and they have a membership area that they charge $89 a year for. They do a few little videos inside. It's nothing huge, but it gives immense value to people that pay each and every year for it. So membership sites are another way to create passive revenue. Now you can create, what I love about membership sites is that once you get whatever the number is, let's say you have 10 people or 100 people or 1,000 people, with some degree of certainty, you know that you're going to have a revenue coming in every month. You're going to have some attrition for sure. People are going to leave, more people are going to come in, but it's a great, consistent revenue stream for you. All right, so my Business Builders Academy is another example. So I feel like I could take just my digital resources, like 65 ways to get more buyers than you can handle, the ultimate guide to where you can sell your digital products online, hint, hint. Man, that's something we're going to need if you guys are going to create digital products, right? But there's a whole bunch of guides or ebooks, as kind of what I call them, that give immense value that I could pull out of my Business Builders Academy if I wanted to, and sell just those things. But it is a great way to leverage digital assets, collect them, build, start with one, continue to build them, and build them, and then group them together and ultimately start packaging them into a membership site. So just planting seeds here, you guys. So let's talk about digital templates or tools, which are huge right now. Maybe if you're in the digital or social media marketing space, you could do strategy templates or calendars or content for other entrepreneurs. You could do resume templates for job seekers, mobile apps for businesses, or, and you could even niche that down to a specific type of business, a mobile app for real estate, for example, graphic design templates for, brochures, flyers, posters. Be for any niche, by the way. You could do that for real estate, dentists, eye doctors, all different kinds of, quote unquote niches. In fact, I know, I can't think of the name of the company, but it's they specialize in health and wellness, and they do all kinds of graphic design stuff just for the health and wellness space. Anybody could do that. Adobe Photoshop filters and plugins, I see a lot of those flying around. Icons, fonts, templates, a lot of Canva templates. And I'm going to be doing another training, I think later in the week, around how to create and sell Canva templates. So there's just so many things that you could do that would create revenue coming in the door, that would be amazing ways to, one, add revenue to your business. But if you craft them correctly, you can also, as people buy them, you can also nurture those people to where they get to a place where they're ready to buy either your higher ticket services or higher ticket products. Maybe you have a course, for example, that's a couple $1,000s, but maybe they're not ready to buy that yet, right? Or maybe they don't even know you enough to have trust in you to spend that kind of money. But if they start buying, your low ticket things, then you can love them up and get them to a place where they're more likely to purchase from you in the future. Printables, y'all. Let me just tell you. Yesterday, I was in Barnes and Noble, and I was just walking along. I love Barnes and Noble because it's just, the smell. Like, can I get an amen? Is there an amazing smell? Like, when you open up a book and there's that all of Barnes and Noble smells like that. It's like this amazing smell. But anyway, I digress. Um, but I'm walking along and I'm like, I'm looking, I'm like, look at all those journals. There was a whole wall, like half of the store eh, was dedicated to a wall of journals and planners. Sink in for a second. If Barnes and Noble has that many options for journals and planners, what does that mean? It means that people are buying them. They're huge, guys, and people are not just buying the physical ones. They are buying them and what's called printable, meaning they can buy them online in a digital format and print them off. So they are huge. So printables can be there's so many printables, like there's coloring books, there's stickers, there's artwork, there's checklists, there's trackers, and all of those things that I just mentioned could be niche specific. You know, if you're in the health and wellness space, it could be a health tracker of some sort. It could be a checklist for if you are a Facebook ads expert, for example. It could be a checklist to boost a post to get more reach on your content. It could be so many things, and in some cases you could tie some of them together. So if you're a business coach, for example, you create a planner around a process that you teach. You could have some stickers that go with your planner. So there's so many ways that you can leverage digital products today. And if you don't have them, I want to encourage you to seriously consider creating them moving forward. Well, new purchase just come in. Y'all had to see that, so that wasn't intended. So let's talk about the potential, okay? Now, when I say mini digital offer, I'm not talking about like, hey, you need to create this massive course. That's not what I'm saying. A mini digital product is something that is focused on one transformation, one small thing that you can pull out that is a problem for your person. And it's something that's low cost, usually something that is less than $50. So, if you go to your Facebook feed right now, I bet you anything that you will see a lot of what I call low cost offers. They're $27, $37, $47. Most of the time they're $27 or $37. And there's a reason why there are $27 and $37, because normally those price points convert higher than even $47. And interestingly enough, based on my own research, or my own testing, but I highly recommend that you do your own testing. We've done testing on 7, 27, actually 7, 17, 27, 37, and found that there was no real measurable difference on conversions from something that was $7 to something that was $37, which means that you can charge as much as $37, or we ended up, well, if they're going to buy it at 37 and as well as 7, we'll just charge 37 because we're going to make obviously more money charging 37, right? But you'll find lots of these low ticket offers in your feed. And let's talk about what that would look like. So if you sell one, obviously it's going to give you a $27 profit, assuming that all you've invested in it is your time. So let's say you sell 10 of them and you've got $270 in profit, or 100 of them each and every month. And you've now got, something that's almost $3,000 in revenue a month. That is pretty substantial. And guess what? It doesn't take any more effort to sell 100 than it does to sell one. So this is a great little opportunity for you to start creating revenue. So how do you sell them? That's the next thing is there's lots of ways you can sell them, obviously on your own website, which I highly recommend. You could, if you have a store, you could put them on your store. If you you can put them on Amazon. You can put them on Etsy. There's all kinds of places that you can sell your offers. In some cases, like I said, if you don't have a big social media community or an online community, you're like, well, who am I going to sell this to? You can spend money, Facebook ads, or you can, like I said, you can use these resources that already have traffic, like Etsy or Amazon. So yeah, this is going to be a great opportunity for you guys. And if you're wanting to create your next mini digital product, or maybe your first in 7 days or less, then I want to encourage you to join us in the upcoming course. It's the class starts Thursday. Now this is different. I want to share real quick so you can I'm going to put that up on the screen real quick so you guys can see it. So it's just kimgarris.com/join PDF to profit. But let me share how the class works and why I set it up like this. Because normally when you purchase something, you get it right away, right? And that's not the case. The way we are doing this is it's physical. It's like coming to class, like old school, like college class. You come to class. I do training. And then we'll have some days where I call them get her done days. So if there are certain things that need to happen, but you need a little bit of bandwidth to be able to do them, then I give you a get her done day, and then you come back to class and, we do the next piece. But the reason I set it up like this, and this was a COVID times kind of thing, is I felt like people needed more from me. They needed more hands-on. They needed me to be there to answer questions and in real time. And so I started doing this, and it was just such a beautiful marriage of me being able to really feel like I was helping, and two, seeing the result. So people were getting amazing results. They were actually paying for the course and getting the result that the course promised. How many of you guys have ever purchased a course? I'm just going to put my hand up right now and never gone through it. I didn't want that. I knew this was time sensitive, and I still say it's time sensitive. I wanted people to get a result. I wanted them to come out of the other side of the course with a physical digital product. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's not physical because it's a digital product, but I wanted them to get it done. And with this style of training, I'm finding that people are getting it done. And it's so amazing to watch the interaction, because we do the training in a Facebook group. So everybody supports one another. Everybody bounces ideas off of one another. It's just a really amazing synergy. And if you're serious about trying to create your next digital product, or your first, whichever it is, even if you have a digital product but you don't feel like it's selling like you want it to, I bet you it's because it's not packaged right. Meaning you haven't surrounded it with enough goodies, goodness, sweetness, whatever, to get people to feel like it's irresistible to them, that they're willing to spend money. And I focus a lot on that in this course, is how do you make your digital product yummy? How do you package it up to where they're like, I gotta have that? So hopefully, Vicky's saying, I am guilty of purchasing a course and never completed it, and sometimes even started it. Girl, you're not alone. There's so many people who do it. Trust me. Paul says the same. Yes, I have, and I am just going to be totally like transparent. I've paid a lot of money, like $2,000 or $3,000, and never really went through the content. Oh, and I'll just be totally transparent. You log in, and this is just me. This could be you, and I'm curious. Feel free to tell me if this is you. You log in, you're so excited, but you log in and you see all this stuff, and you're like, when am I going to have the time to get through all this? And so you immediately back up, and you're like, I'll look at this later. And then later doesn't come. I want to also say that even though we're doing the courses live, if you can't make a specific class time. It's not like college in that respect where you've just missed the class and you have to get notes from somebody else. Nope. We do record everything, so you'll have access to the recordings as well as all the goodies that go with every day's training. There's a lot of goodies that go with that we, supplemental stuff that goes with the training every day. And Keegan points out something that's super important in my opinion is the accountability aspect. Yes, I rocked it while going through a previous live course with you. So thank you. I think that is so critical. Is going back to the money that I spent on some of these courses, the big like $2,000, $3,000 courses. Nobody could see me like. Okay, so here I am. I log in and I'm like, this looks like a little work. And so nobody saw me, you guys. Close that browser out and go to Crackbook. I call Facebook. Nobody saw me do that. Like nobody knew that I just spent all that money over there and I logged in and I was like, ugh. Let me go do something that seems a little bit more fun. Let me get over on Instagram and see what's happening. I need to check out some content there, or I need to go read something else, or I need to do something else. Nobody saw me do that. But when you're in the class, it's just a sense of like everybody's together, everybody's doing the same thing. And that accountability is powerful. Okay, so we got some winners. So I love winners. Vicki is the winner of the Money is Calling mug from the Kim.store. And by the way, so if you guys want to see what my store looks like, from an idea generation standpoint, I'm not saying, hey, go buy something. I'm just saying this is something that creates revenue for me. If you want to go check it out, because passive revenue is what we're talking about. But I want to, again, focus on Vicki here. Vicki, just go to kimgerst.com/winner, give us your details, and you are in like Flynn. All right, and then the PDF to Profit course, which starts Thursday. Mike, yes, and Donna are winners. So if you go to kimgerst.com/winner, give us your details, and we're looking forward to working with you. All right. Jason, so as so many people get what I just said about paying for things and then not going through them. So Jason says the same. He spent $2,000 for a course, and by the time he finally got around to it, the content was a little dated. Yeah, I've done it. I totally understand. Totally understand. So Chuck says, how big a hassle is managing sales tax for selling merch and digital products? Ooh, that's such a great question. So if you use a tool like Shopify, or we're using WooCommerce, then it's all integrated into the tool itself. So you don't necessarily have to stress over it, Chuck. Now, in some cases, there's a lot of probably more than I can answer right now on this. I'll send you a Voxer. All right. But it's a good question. But the short answer is the tools do help. All right. Great question. I love good questions. Anybody got any questions I haven't answered? All right. I'll give it a minute. All right. Well, I don't see any additional questions coming in, But I wanted to share real quick that this week we had another guest scheduled, but she ended up having to pull out. She had a speaking, people are getting speaking gigs again. So she ended up having a speaking gig, but we're going to get her rebooked. But next week, you guys, we have Mark Schaefer, my friend Mark Schaefer. So if you guys know Mark or heard of Mark, he is well known in the digital space and incredible, just a real humble, sweet person. So lots of amazingness coming next week. Definitely don't miss out. Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, same place, same time. But we're excited about having him on the show next week. All right, guys and gals, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and God bless.